राधे
बोले लाडली लाल की श्रीमद सद्गुरु सरकार की सभी को मेरा हार्दिक प्रणाम स्वीकार हो. My humble pranams to each one of you, dear devotees. Devotees, let us take a good look at the divine form of God and Guru placed on the altar. Capture the form of the Lord in your hearts and minds. Close your eyes. Fold your hands in the prayer mode. Doing Roop Dhyan, that is remembering the divine form of God. Let us all pay our most humble obeisance and then we shall proceed further with the program this evening. सभी लोग हाथ जोड़ करके भगवत दिव्य रूप ध्यान करते हुए भगवत दिव्य श्री चरणों का वंदना कर ले. पश्चात आगे विषय पर बढ़ेंगे. मन्नाथः श्री जगन्नाथो मद्गुरु श्री जगद्गुरु मदात्मा सर्वभूतात्मा कृपालुर्गुरवे गुरु राराधना दिश्च गुरु परम दैवत गुरो परतरम नास्ति तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. नन्दनन्दन पदारविन्दयो स्यन्दमानमकरन्दविन्दव सिन्धवः परमसौख्यसम्पदां नन्दयन्तु हृदयं ममाशम्. यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तद्ब्रह्म देवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशं मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये. आनंद कंद सच्चिदानंद श्री कृष्ण चंद्र चरणारविंद मकरंद मिलिंद महानुभाव. The blessed souls, eternal and divine. So before we proceed onto the chant of this Premras Madira Pad today, talking to the mind, Jagadguru Shri Kripalu Mahaprabhu, the world's fifth spiritual Jagadguru, means the world's spiritual master, who was honored the title of Jagadguru Uttam by Kashi Vidvat Parishad on 14th of January 1957 by the 500 eminent scholars, not just by one single person or two people or three people who may favor. And these 500 eminent scholars are very proud about their own learning, their own scholarly wisdom. They don't easily accept defeat, and for sure they do not want anybody to get the name above them. But unanimously, without any debate, any argument, any disagreement, unanimously 500 eminent scholars honored Jagadguru Shri Kripalu Mahaprabhu Ji, not only as the world spiritual teacher Jagadguru, but as Jagadguru Uttam, the supreme most of the world's spiritual master. So this Maharaji is our Gurudev. As you can see his photo over here. And Sri Maharaji lovingly we address him as Sri Maharaj Ji, has given us two most precious, invaluable treasure that is beyond the human comprehension. But yet, we human beings with our limited intellects can still take the benefit of it, because the grace that is showered upon all of us through these two invaluable, precious treasures, spiritual wealth, scriptural philosophy through these two special, most precious scriptures, can be received by us. That grace can be received by us, and through that grace of the Guru, we can then relate to the divine philosophy which is beyond our comprehension. We're able to drink the nectar which is impossible on one's own to drink. That wealth of wisdom, that inner secrets of the divine is revealed to us by Jagadguruttam Sri Kripalu Mahaprabhu. And with his grace alone, once again I'm repeating, with his grace alone are we able to enjoy it, understand it to a certain degree, and apply it practically in our lives. Those divine love philosophy, those divine love sweetness through the Prem Ras Madira, the two most precious treasures. One, Prem Ras Madira, the nectarine Pad Sankirtans through which I'm going to explain. These are 1008 pads in two books, book 1, book 2. So I'm taking book 1 today, and yesterday I dealt on Sadguru Madhuri. I've returned after 5 years, so thinking that most of the dear devotees who have continuously been in touch with beloved Gurudev and with the beloved Lord through their satsangs, of course, and some new ones who may be attending the satsangs, for all of you, for the benefit of all of us, we may have just moved a little further away from the intimate connection between we as the souls with our Guru. So yesterday was Sadguru Madhuri, and today is going to be Siddhanta Madhuri. So yesterday's Prem Ras Madira Pad was the root of our devotional practice. Sadguru Madhuri is the root. And then begins the entire, then grows rather the entire tree of our bhakti. So I emphasized on the importance of Sadguru and the significance of Sri Maharaj Ji in our lives. And most importantly, the pad which was Hamaro Aisa Hai Rakhwar. Jaiso hai nahi sakal vishwa maha ko samarat sarkar. Through this pad revealed to you the intimate inner secret about the divinity, the majestic supremacy of Sri Maharaj Ji, and how he protects each one of us. We just have to have a thought in our minds about such a divine master, and his grace starts to pour upon us. Imagine just a mere thought of such a Jagat Guru, such a spiritual master brings his grace showering upon us. Just imagine if we start to practice our loving devotion towards such a master. And I gave you a few examples. So today, once we can build this faith in our Guru, the faith has to be ardent. Then we need to proceed with our devotional practice. In our devotional practice, the number one thing is to understand the devotional philosophy. Without the understanding of a proper divine love philosophy, we will falter and we will fail also. We will not only falter, but we will fail in our devotional practice. because our philosophy is not sound, it's not proper, it's not complete. And always, as the saying goes, little knowledge is a dangerous thing. It's extremely dangerous to tread on the path of devotion without proper philosophical understanding. And as the Ramayana says, Jane binu na hoi parititi, और बिनु परितीति हुई नहीं प्रीति. जब तक ठीक ठीक तत्व ज्ञान नहीं है, जाना नहीं, तो ठीक ठीक आपका विश्वास नहीं होगा. आप विश्वासघाती बनोगे, फिर विश्वासी बनोगे, फिर विश्वासघाती बनोगे. विश्वासघाती का मतलब है आपका विश्वास टूट जाएगा, आप कुसंगी बन जाओगे, फिर सत्संगी बन जाओगे. आप कभी हाई अप रहोगे, कभी लो रहोगे. So without the proper knowledge, this Ramayana verse, it states that your belief, not faith, your belief. We all begin with beliefs. Faith is 100% belief. Faith is 100% belief. Once we have faith, it cannot be cut asunder by anything. It cannot be destroyed. It cannot be shaken. Faith is ardent. It's 100%. Even if God comes to say that your guru is not right, even God comes to say God is not right, Krishna comes to say that who is this Krishna? Why are you worshipping Krishna? He is just nothing. He's a loafer, man. Roaming around in the groves of Vrindavan after all these gopis. And we'll say, yes, because it's Krishna speaking to us in a negative manner, testing us. And it's not our faith. We only had a belief. We only believed in him. So the belief goes shaken. It could be right. But if it's faith, it's 100%. Even if Sri Krishna comes to say, who is Krishna, we'll say, you just go away, please. It's none of your business. Between the lover and the beloved, who are you? Who are you? My beloved does not appear like this one, like you. I know my beloved, because in your faith, you see, you talk. With your subtle mind, with your subtle body, you intimately interact and are connected with the beloved when you have the faith. So nobody can shake your faith and break it. Thus, our beliefs is what we have. And through sadhana, we are trying to turn this belief into faith. And sadhana will enable us to do it. That is why sadhana is of utmost importance. Nothing can help us purify our hearts and minds apart from sadhana. The seva that one does, the services one renders with his material senses, mind, body, senses, mind, intellect, wealth, possession, is not going to purify. It's going to help us practice our sadhana if we do it in a devotional manner. But we need to do sadhana as well. Just to think that I can just render my services and that would do the job, no. Sadhana is a must. And what is sadhana? Just longing. That's all it is. Longing. And that longing to grow into desperate longing. Desperate longing. We have to come to that level of desperate longing, like the fish without water, like the drowning person seeking for life, like the one suffocated, gasping for just one blow of breeze, air, gasping for breath. So that desperate longing, that tarapan, that is what sadhana is. Sadhana is not sitting here, sitting there, hands up, legs down, whatever not. So sadhana is a must along with the service. Service is just an aid to help us move more towards the divine, to grow more in love with the divine. Because we have started the act of offering ourselves, offering our body, offering our possessions, wealth in the service of the divine. That is a step towards the divine, which allows us to start loving or connecting ourselves to the divine. Otherwise, we are outright selfish beings. Everything we do is for the body and everyone related to the body. Nothing we have ever learned to do for the Atma, for the soul. The soul which is the minute spark of the divine. We are all children of God, says the Bible. Amritasvai putra, says the Vedas. Even if we learn theoretically about it, practically we fail to practice it. But a little bit of your service with your body, with your wealth, offering of these things that are so dear and intimate to us, to our body and to our physical relations and things, of course is going to lead us to the life of sacrifice, life of offering, and slowly that would also get us connected to the divine. But sadhana along with seva is a must. It's a must. It's mandatory. Because sadhana, when the tears are going to be shed in the longing for the Lord, those tears alone are the ones which is going to cleanse our heart and mind. Asuvana sicha prema bela poi chup miraroe dardana jane koi. Very, very secretly, without showing to anyone, those tears in the love, in the longing, in the want, in the desire of the Lord is sadhana. That will start to cleanse and purify our hearts and minds. So, when we don't have proper philosophical understanding, our beliefs cannot be made ardent, because we will hear this kind and that kind of stories, negative and positive things, sattvic, rajas, tamas, all sorts of people will talk to us, all sorts of things, and we will start to falter. Our beliefs will start to shake, it may break, it may be built again, etc., etc. But with our proper understanding, we will know, no matter what, I as an individual soul belongs to the Supreme Almighty Lord. He alone is my true relation. All this relation has a beginning and it has an end. But that relation with God has no beginning, no end. That is why it is called Sanatan. Sanatan means eternal. Eternal means never had a beginning and will never have an end, and has no middle either. Immortality is not eternity. They are two different words. Immortality means that has a beginning but no end. Eternity means that does not have a beginning and does not have an end. So eternal is the relationship between the soul and God. Eternal are the three entities: God, soul, and Maya. Thus, we individual souls, when we have proper understanding of the divine love philosophy, of our relationship with the Lord, and how do we attain this divine love, the divine beloved, and when we practice, that sadhana will strengthen our beliefs and then turn it into faith. And as our beliefs are getting stronger and stronger towards God, towards the beloved God and Guru, what happens? Love automatically, because God is love. God does not have love. God is love. There is nothing else which is love. God is peace and God is happiness. In one word, God is bliss, Paramananda. So automatically this love, this joy, this peaceful, calm feeling will spread over your hearts and minds. As your belief starts to get stronger, it starts to move towards your faith in your Lord, your love for the Lord, your love for the Guru, will automatically start to shine in your heart and mind. So jani binu na hoi paratiti or binu paratiti hoi nahi priti. Priti means love. So this is what the Ramayana verse states. In the beautiful manner, it tells us the importance of the divine love philosophy. So this Siddhant Madhuri, Siddhant itself means divine love philosophy. So these Pad Sankirtans that Sri Maharaji has given to us is to strengthen our philosophical understanding. So one most precious treasure is Prem Ras Madira, through which, through the chants, this has all different philosophies, different philosophical divine love philosophy is expressed through the various different 21 Madhuris. There are 21 different sweetness or different kinds of chantings given to us. Like Sadguru Madhuri is about Guru, Siddhant is all about hardcore philosophy, and then Dainya Madhuri is all about sadhak, an aspirant practicing devotion needs to be humble, needs to be humbler than a blade of a grass and more tolerable than a branch of a tree. Thradapi sunichena tarurapi saishnana amani namana dena kirtaniya sadahari. So the thing is that we have, this is from Chaitanya Ashtapadi, the most important verse. Sri Maharaji loved this verse to the core, and he told us to love. Why he loved it is for us to love it. Why? Because if we can fall in love with every word that is said in this Ashtapadi, in this Shastra, we will become what Mahaprabhu Gauranga Dev wanted us to become, or what Sri Maharaji wants us to become, or what the Vedas want to become. Become humbler than a blade of a grass. Go into the inner depth meaning of this. We tread on the grass, we walk on it with our shoes on. Sometimes those shoes have got those nails even. It pricks, it actually presses the grass, it crushes it. The grass bends down and it's crushed, but never retaliates. Comes up again and says, you can walk on me barefoot, no worries. I will not grow into a swordy grass. You know what swordy grass? Like a sword. I won't prick you. You crush me, I will always give you the same kind of soft surface to walk on, to sit on, to have a great picnic without spreading any mats. You can just come and sit on this lovely grass on me and have a great picnic. Lie down and sleep under the sky. Never retaliates, never fights, never argues, never criticizes us crushing it down with our shoes. Even when we walk barefoot, we crush it. But what this verse says, become humbler than a blade of a grass and more tolerable than a branch of a tree. We cut the branches of the tree sometimes because it spreads so far and wide that it starts to block a lot of sunshine or whatever, and then we just chop it off. Or sometimes we need firewood, we chop it off. Sometimes we need to build something and we need some wood and we chop it off. It's like the branches of the tree is like the arms. There are many arms of this tree. If you chop one branch, how much of pain we are giving, because tree is a living being. But how selfish we are. And we, apart from our pain, it is very hard for a person to experience the pain of another the same way. We may experience the pain of another, but not to the same degree when it comes to our pain. When we are going through severe pain, we are unable to help anybody. Only the saints can go through the torturous pain and yet be with us. I have seen this in my master. If anybody whose 5 metatarsals of the right foot was totally melted away. The bones were totally dissolved because somebody crushed it while massaging it. And the doctors operate on it after 1 year. And in that 1 year, with that kind of foot which is swollen, still giving lectures the same way. Still continuing to come to the sadhana hall 4 a.m. in the morning and staying up till midnight when the midnight chantings used to go on. I've seen this in my guru. And this is only one example I'm telling you. So many. And never ever did he talk about the foot. Never ever did he say a word about those metatarsals. Somebody read the report, and that somebody told the secret to someone, and that person had his secret person, told it to that secret person, and then this word was spread around, and today I also know of it, and you know from me now. So only the greatest of the sages and saints who are immersed in the love divine and God himself, they are beyond pain and pleasure anyway. But we people in the Maya world, we are, of course, thrown to and fro of pain and pleasure. So if we go through some severe pain, we can't help anybody. Not even your own children, not nobody. You can't even lift yourself. How can we help someone else? That's why in the plane it says when the oxygen mask drops, you help yourself first before you're helping someone else. You'll be dying, and if you don't help yourself, then you are trying to help the other. Well, you'll die. How can you help the other man? So just imagine. We, individual souls, we are in this world of Maya. And for us to be able to do anything like the greatest of the sages and saints like the Guru is impossible. But once again, if we reach to that height of surrender and become surrendered 100%, attain that love divine, the ultimate aim of our lives, the ultimate purpose of our lives, then of course, you'll be filled with that same love. So for that love, we are to practice sadhana and to purify our hearts and minds. So Sri Maharaj Ji told us how in this practice, humbleness is a must. And become more tolerable than a branch of a tree. In the beginning, it may sound impossible for us to say humbler than a blade of a tree and more tolerable than a branch, humbler than a blade of a grass, and more tolerable than a branch of a tree. Okay, become as humble as the tree. More humble and more tolerable than the tree or the grass. We'll think about it later on. At least become humble as the grass, and more and not more, but as tolerable and patient. Have that tolerance power, at least as the branch of the tree has. We chop up the branches again shoot and say, come, I'll still give you shade, I'll still give you fruits, and I'll still give you flowers. Come and sit under me. Come and take the fruits. And the expectation is for us to become more tolerable than a branch of a tree. And give respect to all, but seek none. This is the hardest. This is the hardest thing. If we can cross this, okay, becoming humble and becoming tolerable, we can work hard onto it and we can get there. But to give respect to all means even the one who criticizes and condemns us, yes. To all means to all. Disregard of the fact whether they are sattvic, rajas or tamas. whether they are very good people, pious people, or moderate, or they are very evil. Give respect to all and seek none. Somewhere deep within us, this thing is hiding, that at least say thank you. So you know what Maharaji used to do? He used to make fun. He would give us something and he said, you didn't say thank you? Say thank you. And then Maharaji would give a talk, a lecture, and then he said, thank you. And then the other word was sorry. And then he would say, when people have got nothing right in their lives, but when you ask them how are you, all right, when all is wrong. So he tried to bring home, he tried to again and again remind us of the truth and how we should live with the truth. But especially this respect thing, this honor thing, that's deep within us hidden. People always tell me that, oh, Didiji, please, do not just take my name, do not sing my praise. And then, okay, if I don't take that, I have seen this in 37 years of my preaching. I will not take their name, I will not give any respect and honor to them, and I'll start to give respect and honor to someone else. And next, I'll see the person come around to me and say, Didiji, actually, I did everything. Quietly, they want me to know that they did it. When you don't want your respect and praise to be sung, why do you even have to come quietly and tell me? Don't you have faith that God is watching and He knows who's done it? And if I'm not singing your praise, you didn't want it. That's why I'm not singing your praise. So nowadays, then, right in the beginning, I realized this. So you know what I do now? I just sing everybody's praise. So if you do not want to take your praise, well, you don't take it. You just don't. It's your mind. You just shut the mind when somebody starts to honor you and sing your praise. Let them sing your praise. That's what Maharaji would do. When a lot of times when these greatest of the sages and saints and speakers and some people of Vrindavan, these great Babas of Vrindavan, they'll start to sing Maharaji's praise. And then they'll come and they'll start to, and you can see, oh God, Maharaji would become so restless and he's so uneasy. You can see his face, and then what he'll do, he'll take an excuse to just walk away from there. And let them do what they want to do. But he didn't have to walk away from there. But just to show to us, look, I'm not with it. Like, okay, but okay, you guys are enjoying. You guys are enjoying when this Babaji is singing my praise. Enjoy it. But he is beyond that. We now know that Maharaji was beyond that. But then people who never met Maharaji before, they didn't know. They didn't take him to be the God realized saint. So they think, oh yeah, Maharaji would be enjoying praises just like I enjoy. But no, they could see it on the face outright. They could see it in every pore of Sri Maharaji. And likewise, Maharaji never wanted anybody to sing praises of somebody, and never did that either. He never did that. Why? Because the person who is singing our praise has, what motive does he have? He must be having some motive, or if no motive, then he's only simply not helping us but swelling our pride, our ego, right? Swelling our ego, so not helping us in truth. In fact, the criticizer is the one who is really helping us. That is why when the criticizer came at the gate of Lord Buddha and started to criticize him from early hours of the morning till late afternoon, Buddha saw and said, this person has been standing by the gate out there in the scorching heat of summer, and he has been singing criticisms from early hours of the morning till this late afternoon without drinking any drop of water, without taking any single grain of food. So Lord Buddha just asks the silver plate to be brought, in which all the delicacies was decorated, which no man would deny eating. All the food that was most delicious, and which people relish, and water and drinks, because it was scorching heat of summer. Gave it to that man, and said, look, you eat this, and then you can continue with the business you were doing. In other words, continue criticizing, but at least please have some drink and have some food. And that's what melted the heart of that criticizer. So, the criticizer or the praiser, if somebody sings praise and glories, they can do their business. What we need to do is to go beyond it. And this is the hardest thing, to give respect to all and seek none. But we need to start to learn to do it. Slowly, we will get it. And Sri Maharaji has given all these pads from Premras Madhira for our help to grow into humbleness. How to grow into humbleness? That's Dainya Madhuri. And then the other Madhuris are there, all the sweetness. How the sweetness of Sri Krishna and Sri Radharani becomes so sweet that everything else becomes nearest, sweetless. And thus, it all helps the devotee to grow stronger in love and devotion for God. And also, it will help us become humble, become tolerable, and it will start to make us also cleanse our hearts and minds to that degree that it will start to make us give respect to all and seek none. We will become humble to that degree that we will not want anybody to boost our ego, and we will certainly not want ourselves, our inner selves, to swell in ego. So these pads help us practice devotion, practice love, grow in our faith to God. And then the other treasure is Premras Siddhant, as we all know. Premras Siddhant is outright philosophy. All the explanation of the various aspects of the divine and the various steps of devotion, etc. And then Premras Madhira is the nectarine aspect, the sweet way, the chanting way of reminding ourselves of the philosophy and putting it into practice. So here in this Premras Madhira Pad, Sri Maharaji is giving this pad to us and telling us, revealing to us how we as sadhaks, as devotees, should talk to ourselves. Oh mind, this world, the essence, the extract of this world is what? Saar means the essence. Saar means the extract. Yes, Saar, इस संसार का सार, इस संसार का निचोड़ क्या है? यही है. It is this. What is it? In the second line, Sri Maharaji says, Sur durlabh tanu paye bhajan karu nishadina nand kumar. We have attained this human form of life, which is extremely rare and impossible even for the heavenly beings. Even Lord Indra, the king of heaven, craves for this human form. It is impossible for the heavenly beings to attain and enjoy the liberty of doing karma. This is the only form where we have the freedom to perform actions. Karma pradhan vishwa kari rakha, jo jasa kare so tasa phal chakha. एक मनुष्य शरीर में देवताओं को कर्म योनि नहीं, they are in bhog yoni. 8.4 million types of species there are, whether they're heavenly, hellish, or earthly forms. They're all in bhog yoni. Only human beings are in action form of life, where they can make or mar, destroy or build. So, this human form is extremely rare even for Sur means the heavenly beings. So we have attained this most precious human form, the most golden opportunity has been given to us by the grace of God. So what should we do? The essence of this world is this, that in this world, with this human form, the most precious human form, continue to chant the glories of the Lord's name. Nishidin, every single moment of your life, in every breath of your life, every day of your life, chant the glories of the Lord's name. Nand Kumar is Krishna. Lagatana dam chadam yama vasu sumiru shyama sarkar. Just imagine, we do not have to pay a single penny in order to chant the glories of the Lord's name, in order to not even sing. It's not even asking us to sing loudly. Maybe we don't have a vocal cord. Maybe our vocal cord is missing. Maybe we are mute, we are dumb, we can't sing. So it's simply saying Sumiran. Just think, just remember about your divine beloved Sri Krishna. What does it cost? What does it cost? It doesn't even cost any energy. What to say of any possession or any wealth or any money? Costs nothing. Just to remember, in fact, if anything, it gives us energy. So much energy is attained through meditation that only when we start doing it, we realize it. If we are so stressed and tense, we need to sit in meditation. Nowadays, doctors even say that you are under stress, do some yoga, do some meditation. This word yoga and this meditation, it has taken a little material turn. But if we know the true yoga, bhakti yoga practice and meditation, oh yes, it does. Even meditation in any way, when you sit calmly and just think of the divine in whatever manner you may, it starts to release the stress. So just imagine, what do we have to pay? Nothing. In fact, if anything, we get the wealth of everything that we need. Peace. Hari Vyapak Sansaar ek ras prati parmanu majhar. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagad vyakta murtina matstani sarva bhutani na cham teshvavastita. 9th chapter 4th verse Bhagavad Gita. As Lord Krishna through Arjun tells all of us that I pervade in every atomic particle of this creation, the Creator. The indwelling spirit of the divine is in all. We as children, I grew up in Fiji. I know people who grow up in India go through the same kind of teaching, but I don't know how much they learned as we who grew up in Fiji. Hirnesh is here, would vouch for it. I mean, he probably didn't grow up much in Fiji, but yes, he still knows some childhood about it. We grew up in Fiji, and we were told, never ever you touch a even chair and drag it with your feet. Were you told that? And when we would go to school, we were told, don't just kick things like that. We were told, and when, as kids, we would like to throw stones in the river, and we would immediately be scolded and said, fish lives in there. Don't hurt anyone. Like we were told about the indwelling spirit of the divine in every aspect. And we understood that. We knew that the tree is not God. We knew that the dog is not not God, sorry. The dog is dog, it's not God. But the indwelling spirit of God, of the divine, is in all that. And we gave respect. I'm pretty sure in India also you all grew up like that, but I'm not sure in these modern days whether it was put into practice or not. Rahul is saying no, so it must be no. Hari Vyapak Sansaar Ekras. So I grew up that way. And that's why when in front of me, nowadays in these Western countries, I see like what the parents do, especially, when they're playing with their kids, the fathers, they will play with their kids and they'll kick them and the kids will kick them. Anyway, I know that in the mother's womb, the child kept on kicking the mother, and then kicking came out, and then kicking sends to the grave. That's another story. But then here the father would play with the child and will kick, and then the child will kick back. So what do we learn, at least actually from here? Nothing. That we just learn nothing. We just learn the wrong thing. When we are never supposed to even lift our legs and never touch anybody with our feet. And that is why Maharaji told us pracharaks, us preachers, you are not to have anybody touch your feet. So that's why when some of you tried to come close to me and touch my feet, even today, I just moved back, and then I just hugged you or touched you like that. But the thing is that Maharaji says, if somebody does touch your feet, and if you are not alert and conscious about it, consciously aware of it, then that means that you are fatherless, right? So that if you get your feet touched, then punish yourself. For 2 days, don't eat any meal, and then teach them the lesson. Just let them know. So that's how people stop touching, because otherwise they'll say, nahi Didi ji, I will touch. So the thing is that we are not to have ourselves being prayed or worshipped and our feet being touched. Guru and God is different. They are different personalities. And neither are we to touch anybody with our feet. No, we are not supposed to, because the indwelling spirit of the divine is in all. That respect to be given, that humbleness. So understand one thing, Hari Vyapak Sarvatra Samana, Premati Pragata Hoi Bhagavana. I was giving this talk at the Brahma Kumaris. You may have heard of this group known as Brahma Kumaris, and it was in New Zealand. And I was called there to give a talk 4 a.m. in the morning. So I go there 4 a.m. in the morning in Wellington, and I start giving the lecture about the omnipresence and omniscience of God. Omnipresent is God, and omniscient you call it, or omniscient you call it, of God, all-knowing. As soon as I talked about the omnipresent nature of the Lord, one of the guys, Kiwi guys, he stood up and he said, oh, so do you mean by saying God is omnipresent that he is present even in, there was a vase sitting next to me. In that vase? I said, of course, yes. I said, not only that, even in this mic. And I said, not only that, even in the harmonium. And I said, not only that, in each one. And I said, not only that, in every atomic particle. And I quoted 9th chapter 4th verse of Bhagavad Gita. And then there is 7th chapter 7th verse of Bhagavad Gita. Mattah parataram nanyat kinchidhasti dhananjaya. Apart from me, O Arjun, there is nothing. And but it was absolutely impossible for that guy to digest anything. He just could not get it. And he said, oh, what do you mean? I said, look, there is an example about that pillar, that post, that pillar, and how Prahlad, the 5-year-old, said to his father that the Lord is everywhere. The indwelling spirit of the divine is everywhere. The presence is everywhere of the divine. And he said, oh, do you mean in this inanimate pillar as well? And Prahlad says yes to Hiranyakashipu, his father, the demon. And the demon breaks it, like he just hits it with a club or with a fist, as it says at some places. And the pillar breaks. And who comes out? Half man, half lion form. The half lion form is the top half, and the half man form is the bottom half, nursing. Because the vow that no man, no animal, no beast, no bird, beast, animal, no creature whatsoever in the entire creation, which is 8.4 million types, no God, and no devatas, divine personalities rather, that celestial beings, heavenly beings, no human, no this, no that. So okay, that boon was granted. Now this is a new form, nursing. What would you do about that? Boon is kept, it's not broken, the vow is not broken, and the Lord comes. the indwelling spirit of the divine in all. I gave that example, and the guy, I think it must have sunk into the guy's head. And later on, he must have slept over. He couldn't probably sleep. Yeah. And finally, he would have, because he would have done Googling. Those days, it was not much of a Google. But yeah, later on, he must have Googled and found out, and then thought, whoever that Devi Ji was, we never came in touch again. But yeah, I mean, the truth is truth. No matter how round and round you go on a ping pong ball, you'll come back to the truth. I mean, you can't run far away from the truth, right? So the truth is truth, that God's indwelling spirit is in every aspect of this creation. So this is what this line, this particular third line says, Hari Vyakhya Sansaar Ekras. Ekras means whether you're sitting in the toilet and saying Ram, 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 chanting the name of the Lord, or thinking about God, just thinking about God, or whether you are sitting in the temple, it makes no difference. There are beautiful shairis which Maharaji says. There's one shairi. What is that shairi? Where it means that if drinking alcohol is a sin in the mandir, then tell me in the temple, in a prayer place, then tell me a place where it is not a sin. Or yeah, where I'd be free from sin, because God is everywhere. मस्जिद में पी कर अगर शराब पीना हराम है, तो वो जगह बता दीजिए जहाँ पर खुदा ना हो, where God is not. Yeah? तो फिर तो सब जगह खुदा है, तो तुम मंदिर में बना. And then Maharaj also told us,
मुझे मस्जिद में बैठकर या फिर वो जगह
बता दे
खुदा
ना हो. And then and the other thing is that, like Sri Maharaj always tells us that we tell kids and everyone, when you go to the prayers, you have to behave this way, behave that way, behave that way. As soon as they are out of the church, out of the temple, they are wild. So it doesn't, what does it mean? That God dwells only in the temple, or only in that prayer place, or only in the sitting room at this moment? And then once DDG goes and everybody's gone, then this whole sitting room becomes a playground or a wild place? No, all the time to practice that spirituality, to keep that thought in the mind that His presence is everywhere. He is watching me. He is with me. But don't fear when you think of Him watching you. Be filled with that great joy that He is watching me. My beloved is with me. So Prati Paramanu means in every atomic particle His presence. Tinke naam roop gun gavat ka ghati jat tihar. So what are you going to lose by singing His name, His glories, His attributes? Oh mind, what are you going to lose? You're only going to gain. It's a gain, win-win situation. And you're thinking that you'll lose? You'll be in a lose-lose situation? Come on, man. Wake up. जूठो जप तप जोग यज्ञ व्रत नेम धर्म आचार तप योग यज्ञ जप दान भेषज पुनि कोटि न करिए रुज न जाहि हरियान. The disease and the sickness of Maya cannot be dispelled. It will not go away with any amount of any of these practices of rituals, of rites, of jap, tap, name, etc. Just sing the glories of the Lord's name. Hari binu sukh kripalu nahi sapne hu, pachi pachi mari hajar. Without God, there is no peace. There is no happiness. If you don't bring God in your life, there is no happiness. And if you don't have that, then you'll roam here and there. You'll be wandering like a lost soul, kicking yourself, cursing yourself, being filled with pain. So bring God in your lives, because that's where you'll find peace and happiness, because God is peace, God is love, and God is happiness. So this is the meaning. Now when you sing, do Roop Dhyan. Sing it with the meaning. That is why I took so much time to explain the meaning. Not because I wanted to just talk, but to make sure that the philosophy is understood clearly, and then you sing and enjoy every bit of it and try to put it into practice, the little you have learned today. Ihai, Saar, Sansaar, Are man.
Ihai, Saar, Sansaar, Are
संसार हरे मान है सार संसार हरे मान
सार संसार हरे मान
राधे राधे Sarkar ki We will now sing the Bhog. Bhog lale Thakura, bada pera gussa karne jakda. Bhog lale bada pera gussa karne jakda. Owe tu laal de prem naal bhog de, asa tera picha nayo chadna.
Onit maknanu
आशा से बड़ा बिगड़ गयो डाला, एक मखनानु खा के बड़ा बिगड़ गयो डाला। आज सब्जी भी चावल दाल, तू मान रखी सारा। आज समोसा रोटी दाल, तू मान रखी सारा। भोग लाले बड़ा बड़ा गुस्सा करने जगदा। तू लाल प्रेम नाल भोग रे, असा तेरा पीछा नहीं छड़ना। असा तेरा पीछा नहीं छड़ना। आज धन्य ने जिद की थी, ओ जे तू खावे तो खावांगा। आज रेणु ने जिद की थी, ओ जे तू खावे तो खावांगा। नहीं ता तेरे बिना ठाकुरा, मैं ता भूखा मर जावांगा। नहीं ता तेरे बिना ठाकुरा, मैं ता भूखा मर जावांगा। भोग लाले ठाकुरा, बड़ा पैरा गुस्सा करने जगदा। ओ भोग लाले ठाकुरा, बड़ा पैरा गुस्सा करने जगदा। ओवे तू लाल प्रेम नाल भोग रे, असा तेरा पीछा नहीं छड़ना। असा तेरा पीछा नहीं छड़ना। पकड़ा जो प्रकट हुए, ओ ठाकुर भोग लगायो है। पकड़ा जो प्रकट हुए, ओ ठाकुर भोग लगायो है। ओ लालो भोग लगा करके, ओ सानू दर्श दिखायो है। ओ लालो भोग लगा करके, ओ सानू दर्श दिखायो है। भोग लाले ठाकुरा, असा तेरा पीछा नहीं छड़ना। बोले लाडली लाल की, बोले श्रीमद सदगुरु सरकार की। Maestri Maharaj ji bless you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Wish you happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. राधे 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 राधे
बहुत बहुत आपको शुभकामनाएं। बस भगवान की भक्ति बढ़ते रहे।
हरि हरि बोल बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल